intentional walks, on base, slugging, OPS, weighted runs created plus, and Fangraphs WAR. That's the season he had. Meantime, on the mound, David Cohn, 19 wins for Max Fried.
Yeah, Max Fried also has a postseason history of his own and looking to kind of start his Yankee career off on a good note. This will be his 13th career postseason start. He was everything the Yankees needed this year. A low walk rate, an above average K rate, but just managed the game and almost pitched 200 innings. That's the key, staying healthy the whole year.
When the Yankees struggled at one point, Fried struggled. The Yankees finished with a flourish. Max Fried finished with a flourish. You got two lefties on the mound, and that means the lineups are going to be a little bit different tonight. So the DH and former Yankee Refsnyder leads things off, Romy Gonzalez, and those are two of the better hitters against lefties in the majors.
Yeah, 949 OPS for Rob Refsnyder since last season against left-handed pitching. They're hoping he can continue that here against a tough opponent in Max Fried.
A little earlier start than usual, just after 6. The temperature in the upper 70s. Still feels a little like late summer more than it does October, but the temperature will drop tomorrow. And speaking of lefties, Crochet on the mound means the Yankees defense and lineup different. Jose Caballero is at third. Ahmed Rosario plays second tonight. And we are ready for pitch number 1 from Fried. And Refsnyder beats a 2-hopper to Volpe, who throws a good one, a strike. And 1 pitch, 1 out.
And it's going to be tested. That left side of the infield, no McMahon at third base, is going to be tested in a major way. And Volpe answers the call immediately. He's been really good in the last 49 games. He's made 6 errors. He's made a lot of consistent plays. I don't know if it's the presence of Caballero or not, but he's really tightened it up over there.
So Goldschmidt, as you saw, now at first base. No Ben Rice behind the plate or at first, but boy, do they have a powerful bench. Trevor Story now. Cody Bellinger's in left. Grisham is in center. Judge is in right. Austin Wells, the catcher. Fried ahead, 0-1. And he misses. Fried's career highlight in the postseason, Game 6 of the 2021 World Series, where he was outstanding in 6 innings, did not give up a run. He got the 8-year, $200 million contract to pitch in games like this, especially with no Garrett Cole. Good one there. Change up to righty is a weapon. He fell in love with a cutter during part of his struggles. Aaron Boone, Andy Pettit worked with him to get him to use all of the kitchen sink that he has.
Well, that kitchen sink was in effect against the Orioles in the last outing. Not only was he throwing hard, the changeup was the best it had been all season long.
And he got him, and it was a changeup. 2 up, 2 down as the 32-year-old shortstop of the Red Sox goes back to the dugout.
Well, right to your point, Eduardo, I mean, the fade on that changeup to right-handed batters has been a key for Max Fried. He throws 7 different pitches. Cutters and changeups to righties are a big part of that repertoire.
And now Alex Bregman. Been a little under the weather the last couple of days. He looks at one that's called a strike. Junior Valentine is the home plate umpire tonight. And Fried painting with that changeup. This is game number 100 in the postseason career of Alex Bregman. And you heard the boos cascading down from all parts of Yankee Stadium because of what he has done to the Yankees, in particular with the Astros. Two balls and a strike to Bregman. So this is game number 100 in the postseason. He's got 19 homers, tied 6th most in baseball history. And yeah, there are the numbers against the Yankees, 3-0. He will get booed every time he comes to the plate. Now that one is through into right field. The hole was open as Rosario was playing up the middle. And Alex Bregman, a thorn on the side, is on with the first hit of the night.
Well, that's professional hitting right there for Alex Bregman. He knows that Max Fried can throw any pitch at any time. This time goes with the cutter, keeps his hands tight, already short-armed as it is, and is able to punch it in that 3-4 hole.
No doubt he's taking a shot right there. Inside outing that cutter.
This is Romy Gonzalez. Another one of those guys that hammers left-handed pitching. Another strike to get ahead for Fried. He's done that early in this game.
Hammers left-handed pitching, but this pitcher is different.
Yeah.
He's different because of what Coney said. So many different pitches at any time. Doesn't and is not afraid of throwing inside.
Gonzalez has played first and second for Boston. The off-speed pitch misses up high, although K-Zone appeared as if it might have liked it a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, if it's pink, that means K-Zone's in favor.
Next year, Ravi's tapping the helmet on that one.
Gonzalez, and the first play for Caballero took a tough hop, but he fires a strike across the diamond. Gonzalez is gone. Bregman stranded at first. The Yankees and Judge to the plate when we come back. There's the New York Yankee lineup tonight. A little different with Goldschmidt leading things off. Judge and Bellinger, and Cody's one of the best hitters against lefties in baseball. Stanton, Rosario, Grisham, Volpe, Wells, and Caballero. Between Jazz Chisholm and Ben Rice, there were 57 home runs on the bench that they have available for later in the game. But that's what Garrett Crochet does to a manager and the way they put their lineup together.
No, I guarantee that Garrett Crochet was kind of as surprised as Alex Cora when he saw the lineup that's going to face him here today. But those numbers speak for themselves. And Goldschmidt's been tough against lefties his whole career.
It's Bregman at third, Story at short. Nick Sogard, the second baseman, with Gonzalez at first. Duran, Rafael, and Nate Eaton in right. The first pitch from Crochet, letter high in there, 97. What will he do to try to get righties out and lefties out?
Well, he's got a great sweeper. That's kind of the key for him. He throws gas. But that pitch right there changes everything for him. Almost 41% of the time when he throws that pitch, they swing and miss at it. It's his best whiff pitch. They go with 98 and 99 on the top velocity.
That ball's laced into left field. Goldschmidt all over a sweeper that was up. And he has the Yankees' first hit. Leadoff man aboard. Sets the table for Aaron Judge. "13 plate appearances against Crochet, 10 strikeouts, 2 homers. And he hits one past the dive of Bregman. A cutter, and Judge and Goldschmidt aboard.
First two hitters tell you exactly what the New York Yankees game plan offensive is. They faced Garrett Crochet a lot this year. Looks like they're looking middle in. Crochet strong glove side. The big key is, will Crochet and Narvaez behind the plate be able to make the adjustment of starting the pitch away arm side as early as now?
Both Goldschmidt and Judge had exit velocities off their bat at 100 miles an hour plus. And here is Bellinger.
You're dealing with 4 former MVPs.
A little harder sinker at 98. Crochet has not pitched in 6 days, so he's got an extra day of rest, and his numbers are very good when he has the extra day. An ERA just north of 2. Outside to Bellinger. 2-2 with a 2.03 in 40 innings plus, 55 strikeouts, just 8 walks. But a big opportunity to get to Crochet.
It's been Cody Bellinger that's been sandwiched, especially in the second half with Giancarlo Stanton back healthy, between the two big guys. So he's seen a lot of left-handed pitching, and it does not bother him one bit.
Red Sox will shift against Bellinger to pull. And he's gone. He chased a four-seamer at 99 and a strikeout for Crochet of Bellinger.
Right above the zone, just perfectly located too when you're going for a strikeout. And it helps if you can throw it 99.
He went back to what has gotten him on that mound and being successful, and that's the number one, the fastball.
Giancarlo Stanton is a different hitter in October. He's better. Swings at the first one, and it's out of play on the right field side. Whether it's a question of being more focused, saving yourself, but he performs in a big way when it comes to the postseason. One ball, one strike. 41 games in the postseason, 18 homers, 40 runs batted in.
It's really what it comes down to, Eduardo, getting good pitches to hit, not chasing pitches like that for both Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge for that matter.
Just trails Barney Williams and Derek Jeter on the all-time Yankee postseason home run list.
That's the pitch right there. If you're going to throw that sweeper, you have to show it away as well. Now you can come right back in on G.
2-2, slow runner at the plate. And he hits one hard on the ground to Story, who will flip to Sogard. There's the double play that Crochet and the Red Sox needed. Well, the old adage in baseball, regardless of the quality of the pitcher, you better get him early. And Crochet may have just gotten the biggest break with the double play from Stanton. Well, the two cities associated with those songs, obviously New York, New York, and the Diamond thing became an absolute cult song in Boston. It's moved to parks beyond Fenway. But we're here, we're in the second. Yankees threaten, and Stanton hits into a double play. Carlos Narvaez traded from the Yankees to the Red Sox, looks at strike one. He's the catcher. He's put up some pretty good numbers against the Yankees with Boston.
Narvaez, the ninth hitter to come to the plate combined between the Red Sox and Yankees. Every first pitch so far by both Fried and Crochet have been strikes. They are strikes throwers.
Narvaez, Eaton, Jaron Duran for Boston here in the second. So there's that curveball, the changeup. Talked to Aaron Boone about Fried. He fell in love with the cutter. Andy Pettitte did the same thing, and Pettitte said when you know it's there, you keep going to it. Fried's way better, right, when he uses all of them?
Well, he is, and his pitches are much sharper this year. The Yankees have done a great job with him, and that cutter and the movement profile much sharper this year.
1-2, nasty changeup. He's gone. Strikeout number 2 for Max Fried.
Just great arm action. When you look at it, it's like reaching out, pulling down a lampshade, and the ball just fades down and away.
And now Nate Eaton. He tries to check. He's got no chance there. It's 0-1. Things really seemed to click for Eaton in September. He was a 200 hitter. And this month he's been outstanding, near 370. He misses badly with a changeup there.
Kind of feels like the year of the left-handed starter, right? We saw Skubal earlier today, strikeout 14. We've got two great ones here in this game. Dominant left-handed starting pitching.
Slow one, and Rosario waits and fires at Eaton, who's got good speed, is thrown out. Max Fried getting a lot of ground balls.
You talk about everything they could have asked for. When the Yankees signed Max Fried, they did not know that Garrett Cole was going to need Tommy John surgery. He was supposed to be the #2 guy behind Cole. He jumped into the #1 spot and gave him that right there. As much as they could have ever asked for.
Started 32 times during the regular season. This is start number 33 now in the postseason. You made a comment yesterday at dinner saying in order for the Yankees to win, he's going to have to start 7 more games, including this one.
Well, he started the 7 hitters off, each with a strike. Fast runner, Volpe up with it, and he throws another strike. Max Fried has gotten 4 ground ball outs. He used 9 pitches to get through that one. Yankees coming to the plate in the bottom of the second, 0-0.
Cancer isn't me. It's something I treat.
Our 4 wild card kickoffs today. Streaming live on the all-new ESPN app. And what a pitcher's duel we have in that game. Blake Snell gets the call on a staff loaded with superstars. And Green is just nasty for the Reds. The other games today, Cincinnati. How about the move by Counsell? He goes to Daniel Palencia in the 5th inning. That's the 100-mile-an-hour closer, if you will, off injury. And he stifles the Padres. A big home run on that one from Seiya Suzuki, and they won 3-1. As Crochet's pitch is inside. And the other game, Detroit behind 14 punchouts, as Coney said, from Skubal. They beat the Guardians 2-1. Guardians had just 4 hits. The Chicago Cubs bullpen 4 2/3 of perfect inning. This perfection from Craig Counsell. Wrigley Field was absolutely on fire today as Rosario swings and misses. Good numbers against Crochet, 6 for 9 on the ground. Astorius had a hard time with his throws recently, but that's on line. All right, Coney, you've been in this situation. How important was the double play when the first 2 men reached against Crochet, who, by the way, had done that one other time in his career?
Well, yeah, you're looking for strikeouts when Crochet gets into trouble, not double play grounders. But yes, he's that kind of pitcher where he can just dominate the contact and just eat up somebody, and that's exactly what he did. And of course, with Giancarlo Stanton running, that was tailor-made, an easy double play.
And then you add to it that it was only 13 pitches that he threw in the bottom of that first inning.
Alex Bregman in at third against Grisham, the left-handed hitting center fielder for New York, who's had a fairly incredible breakout season with the homers. 34 home runs this season. As the Yankees smashed 274 as a team, 30 more than any other team in baseball. Wild wave at one there from Grisham. You can see where he has gone from 13-9 to 34. And the OPS plus of 126.
Swing hard and pull the ball. Yeah, I wish it were that easy, but he's certainly his pulled fly ball rate.
1-2 from Crochet. He locked him up. That's caught by Narvaez. And there's strikeout number 2 from Crochet.
And one of the big reasons Aaron Boone did not start many lefties in this lineup is because of this right here. The matchup just favors Crochet so much. Bellinger strikes out against Crochet. Now you get Grisham with the same result.
And here's Anthony Volpe to face the guy that they affectionately call the Beast in Boston, Crochet. Talking with Tony Vitello, who was his coach. It was Vitello's first year at Tennessee. And Crochet was committed to junior college before his freshman year. They got him. He was a baby giraffe then. You know, he hadn't grown into his body. And then he slowly matured. He became a beast. He figured out how good he could be, Vitello said. He was the last one in the building, according to Tony, to realize you can be that guy. Small town kid, and he gets Volpe to swing and foul one off. He had no routines, he said, no good habits, but he matured and all of his habits are good. And he follows a line of, and you mentioned lefties. Sale was certainly that. And there is Roger Clemens, who played for both the Yankees and Red Sox, on that list as Volpe fouls one off.
It's amazing to me when you look at Crochet and his mechanics, in particular his leg kick, how similar it is to Tarek Skubal. Like the extension comes first and then the bend and then the land part. Very unique leg kicks, old school style.
2 strikes to Volpe. That ball is hit very hard to right field. And that's the guy that the Yankees want to see in October. He was critical last year, and Anthony Volpe exits stage right. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 1-0. And man, does that have to feel good for Volpe.
How about Anthony Volpe right there with 2 strikes, just tracking that fastball, not missing it, and going the other way. Postseason numbers for Anthony Volpe. This is his 15th game, and they are good. On base percentage over 400, and that'll go up along with the run scored.
Now Wells fouls one off his foot. It has been, and all of you that are watching know, a bumpy year for Volpe in the field. They get Caballero. He takes his place. Man, he was all over that fastball on the outside.
Mislocation. Volpe made him pay. It was supposed to be inside, stayed out over the plate. And this has been an issue for Crochet, the home runs. Coming into this game, 14 allowed in the last 11 games. If he's going to allow them, they have to be solo shots to keep his team in it.
That was with 2 strikes, 1-1 here. Home runs win in the postseason. Teams to out-homer the other team, they win a massive percentage of games. And a broken bat on the infield fly ball. Romy Gonzalez will make it. 95-20. Teams that out-homer their opponents over the last 4 years in the postseason. And it's Anthony Volpe who gets it done for New York.
Nobody was more maligned than Anthony Volpe as a Yankee this year. What a great first at-bat.
The much maligned Anthony Volpe. It was as much about his defense, but 19 homers during the regular season. I remember talking to Aaron Boone last year, covering the Yankees in the postseason on ESPN radio, and imploring Volpe to continue to just hit the ball as hard as you can. Like, don't overthink things. He jumped all over that Crochet fastball to give them a 1-0 lead. So Fried pitches in the 3rd. And the first one he throws is a rare ball to get it going. That's the number we went to break with. 95-20. The record when out homering the opponent in the last 4 postseasons. Cedar Rafaela misses on the cutter.
Carl, wind or no wind, Volpe's ball was going to go out, but it was David Cohn who noticed about 45 minutes before the game how the wind is blowing hard now toward the right field corner.
Two and one to Rafaela, the center fielder, who is as good as anybody defensively in the outfield. And he is the guy that had the triple that clinched the Red Sox postseason spot. Changeup behind here to Rafaela, 3-1. He's got 20 stolen bases, but Fried is as hard as anybody to run against. Yeah, to Buster's point, that ball off the bat of Volpe was 105.2 miles an hour. He got one to hit, and instead he pops it up shallow right. Judge is there. And Rafaela took a big cut at a 3-1 fastball, and he popped it up. Here comes Nick Sogard. He's the 9th hitter for the Red Sox. Look at his postseason debut against lefties. Decent numbers. Holds up. He'll check first, and he does. 1-0. Usually Romy Gonzalez, at least a lot in the postseason. In the end of the regular season, was the second baseman. And they have Nathaniel Lowe to play first. But again, the same way the Yankees switch their lineup, the Red Sox do the same with Fried on the mound. Look at Boston's lineup, and you do think back to the injury to Roman Anthony, and it doesn't sound like there's any chance he returns anytime soon. 3 balls and no strikes. And of course, Rafael Devers, who was traded to the Giants in their first strike, I should say, 2-1. You just look at the lineup, and that guy would make it feel different.
Yeah, Roman Anthony already looked like he liked hitting here at Yankee Stadium with early success.
That's going to go foul.
Yeah, Carl, in Roman Anthony's last 35 games before he got hurt, the Red Sox were 22-13. He hit .326. He had a huge impact. Their average runs per game has dropped by 1 since he went out. They're 11-11 since Anthony got hurt.
Yeah. He's in Fort Myers, Florida. 1 out, 2-2. Third inning. Yankees up 1-0. That ball's going to get down. Bellinger, a good fielder, chases quickly. Sogard is putting the brakes on there. What a job by Bellinger to get over, cut it off, and throw a strike to second.
Well, the obvious MVP on the team is Aaron Judge with the numbers, but you look at what Cody Bellinger has been able to do. Play all 3 positions in the outfield, great. He can play first as well, great. Sogard gets a changeup up, hits it, and you're thinking 2 right away with 1 out, and he cuts this off perfectly and gets it to the infield in a hurry.
And Max Fried looks out there. He knows how important that was. Back to the top for Rob Refsnyder. Strike 1.
Well, he suppresses the run game with his move to first base. And because of it, Sogard's still at first base. They might need 2 hits to score him.
There's a reason why Refsnyder's leading off against Max Fried. I mean, he's been a left-handed pitching killer for a while. Since 2024, a .949 OPS. It's 8th best in the majors during that period.
This ball to center field. Grisham now going back a little more aggressively, shy of the track. And Sogard heads to second base on a tag and dives in safely. Good base running by Nick Sogard on the fly ball to center. He advances to second.
I like the move. You're down 1, but you know that it's free. Now with a base hit, it's Trevor Story, who's had some really good and big hits for the Red Sox, coming up to bat. But you get a read. You know what's going to happen in center field. It's going to be caught. And Sogard, good jump, gets to second base.
You caught Grisham moving back, a little flat-footed.
What a spot for Trevor Story. He fouls off the first one. 4 for 17 with a couple of homers against Fried. But of course, he's struggled big time with injuries until this season.
And this is where Story now starts to buckle down. And he'll try to hit the ball to right field, not try to pull it. Use that 3-4 hole.
Test the arm of Aaron Judge if he can, but not there. A nasty curveball to get ahead of Story. 0-2. Something to keep an eye on a ball to right field where Aaron Judge is going to have to make a throw to the plate to cut down a run. Asked about his return to the postseason and how much he was looking forward to it. Story said, quote, "more than you can imagine." Oh, 2 Fried, got him. Just what the doctor ordered. Max Fried gets Trevor Story, who has struck out twice. Fried's got 3. It's a 1-0 Yankee lead for Spike Lee and company. And Aaron Judge coming up when we come back. For more information. Back here with David Cohen, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney. I'm Carl Ravitz. It'll be Jose Caballero leading things off, and then Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge. Anthony Volpe's 105.2 rocket to right. His hardest hit ball in over a month. He's given him a 1-0 lead. Well, everybody says it because they're fans of these teams, Coney. You played on both the Red Sox and Yankees. Is it different?
Yes.
It is?
It just is. It's hard to explain unless you've been in it.
Right. And you're one of the few that have been in it on both sides.
But the history and the tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. You grow up that way. It's embedded in you. You know which jersey to wear, depending on where you grow up.
Oh, 2 a little above the zone. '60th playoff appearance in franchise history for the New York Yankees. 8th time in the last 9 years. Year 8 for Aaron Boone as the manager. He's been to the postseason 7 times. And the elusive 28th World Series title. The last championship was 2009. Caballero fouls one off the mask of Narvaez. Spoiled by the riches of the franchise, and of course the late great George Steinbrenner and what he was able to do, but does it feel like forever when it's been only since 2009?
It's all about perspective, right?
Right. Third longest in the franchise's history as Caballero spoils another one. Aaron Boone told us before the game, you know, what is the X factor? He said, well, it's getting to Crochet. And he didn't mean just by putting runs on the board. It meant putting pitches on his arm. Maybe we can get him out of the game earlier than they'd like. 7th pitch of the at-bat to the 9-hole hitter, and that's going to be the 8th now coming up.
That's an excellent at-bat no matter what happens to Caballero here. Starts out the at-bat 0-2 and then has worked it already to a full count.
99 looming. Got him there to chase 98. You said a successful plate appearance for Caballero, even though it ends in a strikeout in the 3rd of the game for Crochet.
Just above the zone, but hard to lay off. You see coming right in your living room right there how good that four-seamer looks when it's up in your eyes. Hard to stay back and not swing at that.
Goldschmidt got it started in the 1st with a single and a breaking pitch, a cutter in there for strike 1.
And the one thing that Crochet has not done all season against Goldschmidt is challenging him a lot with fastballs. It's been off speed after off speed. He was able to win the at bat in the 1st inning. Crochet again starts him off with a cutter and an off speed pitch.
Ahead 0-2 to Caballero. He was forced to throw a handful of pitches. Ahead 0-2 to Goldschmidt, and he's now throwing some extra pitches. Crochet has 61 3-pitch strikeouts this season, which leads baseball. And he will not chase there at all. The hitters have chased of his balls down in the zone this season about half, which is the highest in baseball among starting pitchers. That opponent's just a 121 average against non-fastballs. And another good plate appearance. Crochet, you can see on the mound, frustrated with himself.
Good. Hasn't been able to land the changeup there. Could not land the cutter. Everything's gone arm side on Crochet.
Judge on deck, 1 out, bottom 3, 3-2 on the way. And he is gone, a cutter in the dirt that Narvaez will throw to 1st. Judge will come up with the bases empty. These two have had some classic clashes. Judge has 2 homers. He's got the 10 strikeouts. The out was a ball at the wall and right that missed a homer by a few feet. He's got 4 of these 50 homer seasons. So does Sosa, McGuire, the Bambino, and A-Rod. Suffice it to say, it won't end at 4 for this guy. 97, maybe that's the one pitch he gets in this plate appearance from Crochet. Belt high fastball.
Well, he's challenged him in all season long with that fastball at the letters.
That's the beauty of this matchup, right? Judge is used to getting pitched around. Crochet, no way. He goes right after Judge. These are two great players that have no fear of each other.
Single to left his first time up. And that right there is the pitch that Judge would often swing at, especially early in his career, that he's laying off of.
And that's why he hit 331 this year.
Exactly.
Led the league in hitting.
Count tips in his favor.
I understand there's no fear, but Crochet understands that Aaron Judge is already in scoring position by having a bat in his hand.
3-1 pitch, 20th of the inning. Lifted to left, but playable. Rafaela called it, then he gets called off by Duran in the outfield, and Judge is retired. So a 1-2-3 inning, but 20 pitches thrown by Crochet.
Yeah, they made him work. A cutter got Judge in the air and out.
Bet, the official sports book for sports fans. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet 10. Sign up with the code HOMERUN, one word, to get started today. Alex Bregman against Fried to start the fourth. Max Fried gets ahead 0-1 using that sweeper.
Max Fried came into this game. His last 7 starts was 6-0 for the Yankees with a 1.55 ERA. So before that, kind of struggled a little bit for 8 starts or so. But finished with a flurry.
He's feeling it tonight, and he felt it on the 22nd of August against the Red Sox when he went 6 innings and didn't give up a run. He's got 10 swings and misses so far tonight.
That's the 4th one on that curveball.
3 strikeouts in the game for Fried.
And it was September 13th that Bregman took him deep. The only home run that he gave up in those 7 starts, of him being pretty much unhittable.
He is gone. A changeup. Max Fried gets Bregman.
You didn't show him the number 1. He's got that one in the back pocket. You can't forget, and the Red Sox have not forgotten, in that hitters meeting in Boston, he was throwing 99 miles per hour. He's going off speed early, and it's worked for him getting that swing and miss again.
This is all deception. Bregman reached fastball the whole way. Look at the location right there.
Ball 1 to Romy Gonzalez. Eduardo touched on it earlier, the left side of that infield, in particular at third base. The average by a left-handed pitcher ground balls to third base basically triples when Fried is on the mound, and here you go. 30% ground balls to third as Fried induces a Romy Gonzalez ground ball there.
Yeah, major league average around 19%.
Yeah.
So that you're right. That's a great point. And that was the decision that Aaron Boone had. Caballero at third. Can this work? Well, so far so good.
So far so good. They've been moving their feet really well, and they've been tested early. 3 times a ball's been hit that way on the left side. All plays have been made.
5 ground ball outs for Fried as he deals to Narvaez, and it's 1-0. Three homers, a .430 on base in this time against the Yankees. Look out. The non-sweeping sweeper.
Thought he was going with just a bit outside.
Yes.
That wasn't just a bit. That was a lot outside.
Ooh.
Sometimes some guys in the on-deck sort of circle would be standing right where that one went.
I wanted Wells to frame that.
Two and one. You got Grisham shaded a little bit towards right. Bellinger more towards the line, so the left center field gap is wide open. You can see it there on a 2-1. 3-1.
Fried wanted that pitch.
Yep, 3-2, right on the inside with a cutter. Oof, just missed right at the top and on the corner. But Fried issues the walk to Narvaez. And don't ask K-Zone.
See, Narvaez sold that, right? Threw his bat away right away. This is how you sell a walk, right? That's out, right? Look right at the umpire.
I've seen so many times as a hitter where it's overturned and the umpire says no. But I think it goes back to the previous pitch. Inside corner, not getting that pitch up and away.
Catcher-umpire relationship.
Yeah, that's a ball. Obviously.
It's a young umpire also behind the plate. Sell it as much as you can. Junior Valentine.
0-1 to Nate Eaton. Big swing and another one off of the helmet mask of the catcher. Wells is saying he's okay to Junior Valentine. He's trying to buy him a few extra seconds. Now we saw it from Crochet in the first. A little bit of trouble. He could get out of it. Fried gives up a walk and now jumps ahead of Eaton. 0-2. Looking for his 5th strikeout of the night. 2nd of the inning. Not there. On a changeup and a take. Boy, talk about not selling it. Nate Eaton almost looked like he was calling himself out on a very close one.
No, that was way outside. This is where now Fried is so good. This pitch is way outside. It's now that he has the ability, glove side, to come in and freeze a hitter. I like that Eaton took his time right here, thinks about the process of what the man on the mound, that man right there, Max Fried, is planning on doing.
Yeah, Max Fried with the PitchCom device on his belt, calling his own pitch.
Eaton, the check swing stays alive on a 2-2. And that one is a blooper that is fair. Narvaez will go to third. Eaton to second. Judge has it. Throws it back in. Second and third on an excuse me double from Nate Eaton.
60.3 miles per hour off the bat. He barreled it right there. Pitch was executed on the inner part. Was able to get the hands in and strong enough to get it over Paul Goldschmidt's reach. Just a little bit too much plate. Tried to bury it inside. Good job by Eaton protecting the plate and making things happen.
Left on left now. It's Jaron Duran, the left fielder. Grounded out to the shortstop. Caballero's on the grass at third. And a high one inside.
Elite speed at the plate. 0 for 11 lifetime against Max Fried. Second baseman, first baseman playing back, an athlete on the mound. If he tries to drag, he's got a chance. Has never gone deep here at Yankee Stadium.
20th pitch of this inning for Fried. Two balls and no strikes, and that's going to send Wells to the mound. For Fried, his postseason track record has been feast or famine. 12 career playoff starts, 5 of them with 2 runs or fewer, but 4 where he has allowed 5 or more runs.
It's
the all hands on deck meeting. Everybody at the
Yep.
mound. Take a break. Let's push it. Let's regroup.
This is one of the two guys in the Red Sox lineup, and Rafael is the other guy, who, when a ball is hit on the ground, will put a lot of pressure on the infield to make a clean play and a good throw. Remember, the Yankees have decided to have Caballero at third and Rosario at second. Three and 0. Duran is an extra base hit machine.
It's the difference in postseason right here. Every pitch is so scrutinized, so important.
3-1.
And you feel that on the mound as a pitcher. You just know, yeah, one bad pitch can make or break your whole night.
Near 90 doubles and 30 triples his last 2 seasons. Judge is way off the line and right. And a big 3-1 pitch. And he lands it. And that'll get him to their feet. 3-2.
95-mile-an-hour front door cutter to get to 3-2 for Max Fried.
And he pumps his fist, a sweeper up at the eyes of Duran, and a big punch out for Max Fried, his 5th.
To learn how to be in a T-Mobile iPhone commercial,
Morning, dude.
Jeff Bridges moved in.
Bellinger grounds out on 1 pitch. So Crochet gets Cody, and here comes Giancarlo Stanton. We heard and saw that great pitch from Fried as Duran chased up and out of the zone. Now Stanton, who grounded into that double play in the first, takes one that misses inside on a cutter.
One thing that Giancarlo does between at-bats as well is when he sees that he's rolling over a lot, he'll scissor kick. That's that back leg to clear the front side to drive the ball to right center. When he sees a pitcher trying to just pound it in the entire time, that will allow the bat head to stay true through the zone. He's strong enough, he's quick enough to be able to compensate.
Last year, when Stanton was taking seemingly hours and hours of extra batting practice through the course of the postseason, both of his elbows were killing him. And that continues even to this season. He's playing through it again. And it goes 3-2. But the Yankees marveled. And in a lot of ways, while he may not be the vocal leader, he shows what it takes to perform and post in October.
Yeah, he's revered in that clubhouse.
Gone there as Crochet got him with a 91-mile-an-hour cutter. Strikeout number 5 for Crochet.
Back-to-back with the cutters. The last one he fouled off. Had a really good swing at. That's another good one to hit, and he misses it.
Yeah, that's one that when he is going well, does not miss.
Four-game started against the Yankees, coming in 27 in the 3rd inning with 39 strikeouts. But those 5 homers that Eduardo had mentioned, he gives up 1 to Volpe here. Red Sox made a huge trade to get Crochet. It's obvious at this point to say, though, that both New York and Boston, in the moves they made for the guys that are starting tonight, paid off in a big way. Heard Aaron Boone joke, was to the press conference yesterday. Alex Cora kind of playing the little engine that could. The move to get Crochet, and then the ascension of Anthony Meyer at one point. The Red Sox were hardly a team that you shouldn't take seriously. That's Aaron's point. You could see this coming.
Whatever they did with Aroldis Chapman at the end of the games
right.
is really working. Got him in the strike zone this year, much more.
2-2. Most people believe the two closest races are going to be the AL Cy Young, in which Skubal appears to be the guy that's going to end up getting it, and the AL MVP. Another very tight race with Judge and Raleigh.
Yeah, in any other given year, the year that Garrett Crochet has had is a Cy Young year. He's had a Cy Young award-winning type year. Question is who you're up against. Same with Judge and Raleigh.
Story charges on 2 hops and throws across the diamond for the out. But hitting for Crochet goes 1, 2, 3. Fried back to the bump, throwing a shutout when we come back.
It's in your nature.
Back here at Yankee Stadium with the Red Sox manager Alex Cora. Garrett Crochet with 63 pitches through 4 innings. What are you seeing in him so far?
He got good stuff. The kid Volpe put a good swing on a fastball up and away. It was a homer, but the stuff is really good.
Alex, how you feeling about your at-bats against Max Fried?
Yeah, second time around, the last 3 were quality at-bats. The Sogar one, Ref Nider, so we're doing better.
Alex, thanks.
Thank you.
Throw it back to you.
Thank you very much. Cedar Rafael will be the first hitter for the Red Sox. Cora knows obviously how important this is. Lucas Giolito, who would have been a starter for Boston, out with an elbow, and he is not going to return. He did say, as Rafaela looks at strike one, that they didn't find anything structurally wrong with Giolito's elbow, but the velocity was way down. So Ryan Bayo against Carlos Rodon in game 2. Rafaela flew out to right his first time up. Saw that one, but he swings and misses.
You talk about it being a game of numbers. Max Fried knows the numbers, and Cedar Rafaela. No one in baseball has a swing rate higher than Rafaela against breaking balls with left-handed pitching. And what does he get? Immediately, 2 breaking balls.
That was Giolito there, chewing on his fingernails on an 0-2 pitch to Rafaela. Didn't chase there. Right at the second baseman, Rosario. One man down, another ground ball for Max Fried. Go back to that 2 men on and the swing from Duran. I mean, all the numbers about Jarren Duran says he's hunting the ball low, and yet they go up top to strike him out.
They did, and you know, when you're throwing a 3-2 sweeper like Max Fried was, you're trying to get into the strike zone, and he got it up at the top of the zone and got Duran to swing through it.
I'm always fascinated by scouting reports and what they say, and then how you execute, because in the end, this is all about execution.
It really is. Anytime you're throwing off speed with a 3-2 count and the danger of walking somebody, you got to get it in the zone.
But you also have to be unpredictable. He got into this count where he had opportunities to be able to try to drag because he's struggled against Max Fried. That pitch is out of the zone, trying to protect, ends up swinging through it.
1-1 to Sogard, and this ball is lifted off the end of the bat to shallow left. Bellinger will give way to Grisham. Volpe was out there as well. That thing hung up there for a while, and it just came off the bat At 74 miles an hour, there are 2 down here in the 5th. Would you grade these guys, both Crochet and Fried, where, sort of on a scale of 1 to 10, with execution and stuff they have tonight?
Oh, they're both between 8s or 9s
Okay.
out of 10, in my opinion.
This inning mirrors last inning. Got 2 outs immediately on 7 pitches. Did the same exact thing there. Ended up throwing 24 pitches in that top half of the 4th inning for Max Fried.
Still only a 1-0 game, and the 0-1 to Refsnyder. 1-1.
10th 1-1 count of the game. Been able to get strike 2, 7 opportunities so far.
Refsnyder made his postseason debut in 2015 as a 24-year-old second baseman with the Yankees. He didn't make it in 16, and then he was dealt away to Toronto in 17. Jammed, and now Max Fried has him set up.
And so unpredictable. He's been in 2-1 counts. This game he's gone with a changeup. Refsnyder knows it. He's a student of the game. Right there it just goes. Hard fastball, little cut to it.
This will be the 73rd pitch for the lefty. 2-2.
Certainly a lot of former Yankees on this Red Sox roster, up and down. Chapman the closer, Garrett Whitlock,
Narvaez.
Weissert, Narvaez the catcher, and Refsnyder, as you mentioned.
Now he lost him there. He's frustrated. He threw one way outside. And Eddie, maybe you're right. Maybe this is a mirror of last half inning for Fried when he quickly got the first 2. And now it is going to be Trevor Story, who has struck out twice tonight. Swings at the first one in on his fists.
Has yet to see a 4-seam fastball the entire game. Everything's cut, changeup, or the curveball for Story.
Story paced the Red Sox this year with 25 homers.
96 runs batted in and 31 stolen bases. At one point he was 28 for 28. Great pitch on a curveball.
It changed his delivery as well. Kept that leg up. Keeping Refsnyder close to that bag.
Burks, Betts, and Story, the last 3 to lead the team in the categories: home run, RBI, runs, and stolen bases. But a disappointing night for Story, who has struck out twice, and another pitch away from going 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs.
They're thinking the same exact thing. 0-2. Might as well start the runner, and that's why you throw over to first base. See if the Red Sox were going to do that. Great move over to first base. Try to steal it out on the bases.
Story's hot zones are down and in. Anywhere in, he's been able to do damage. They set up down and away. He rolls one into the hole. Volpe, he's got no play. He went into the Jeter leap throw. He had no play, and here we go. First and second, 2 down on an infield single.
The only possible play was a force at second.
And he wasn't looking that way. With the speed of Story, there was not going to be any chance whatsoever, even if he would have fielded it cleanly, to get him out at first base. Talk about a mirror image of last inning.
Yeah, it is.
Except this time, it's Alex Bregman at the plate.
Nightmarish figure in the recent history of Yankees postseasons, Alex Bregman. Caught up in the 2017 scandal. And here he is with first and second. A single and a strikeout his first 2 plate appearances. Last game against the Red Sox, Fried threw a pitch at 99 miles an hour. 95 and a foul ball to get ahead 0-1. And again, good speed at second base. A ball into right field. See how Aaron Judge's arm can hold up if they wave Refsnyder in. A high chopper to third. Caballero got him. And so far, the defensive moves that Aaron Boone has made tonight have paid off. Another ground ball to third for Fried, and Jose Caballero makes the play.
Another good pitch from Max Fried as well. Get the ball down, off speed.
Investments, we're clearly different.
Trent Grisham will lead things off, and the Yankee hitters are starting to impact Garrett Crochet in his pitch count. Think about the first 7 hitters. Only 1 saw 5 pitches in an at-bat. The last 5 Yankee hitters, all 5 have seen at least 5 or more pitches. So it happened 1 time in the first 7, and all 5 in the last 5. Way inside to Grisham. Volpe, the home run hitter, is on deck.
Say this, Junior Valentine's been very consistent back there tonight. Couple of borderline pitches here and there, right on the edges, but for the most part, I think both sides know where the strike zone is, and that's what you want to know, especially on the mound. So strike zones that float around on you. One time it's a strike, the next time it's not. They drive you crazy. Crochet knows right where the zone is.
And generally, the misses for both pitchers tonight have not been big at all. I mean, they have been little misses. That's called strike 3. Just before Volpe comes up, Buster spoke with Aaron Boone.
Volpe gives you guys the lead. What did you see in his plate appearance? And who was he pointing to as he was running up the first baseline?
I'm not sure who he was pointing to. Probably just all the boys. Great swing. I mean, that was a no doubt. That ball smoked to right. But a big swing for us, and hopefully, you know, something that can catapult us to W.
Cooney, thanks. Call back to you.
Fastball to get ahead of Volpe, who last year in 14 games in the postseason hit .286, had an .815 OPS, and he had a homer. He was a weapon.
And Crochet's trying to get it in there. The ball that he took deep was a pitch that just stayed out over the plate, and Volpe was able to just get on top of it with 2 strikes. Look where Narvaez is. Again, arm side, and this time just elevated out of the zone.
Is there a reason a pitcher will miss arm side?
Well, usually, especially when you're trying to go glove side and you miss arm side, then your arm's late. You know, your synchronicity between the lower and upper half is a little off. It happens all the time. But the ball flight doesn't lie. You know, what your intended target was and where it ends up tells a story about your mechanics. And the best pitchers know how to make adjustments quickly by reading the ball flight.
Doing a good job of spoiling pitches against Crochet is Volpe.
That was a good sweeper right there for Crochet. That was his A game.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. It's the little things, right? In the postseason, spoke with Buck Showalter, of course, the former manager of the Yankees, just about things to look for. He said the little things decide big games. Getting a pitch count up against an ace is one of those things. Locked up there, and Volpe is gone. A strikeout for Crochet. 7 tonight.
The beauty is the combination of the cutter and the sweeper. We saw a couple of sweepers. Volpe fouled them off. Crochet goes to the cutter a little bit harder, a little bit tighter. And 90, that one works. Buried down and in.
Now the catcher, Wells. That's a strike.
It's the reputation of being a strike thrower as a hitter. You're like, okay, he's going to be in the zone. And yet, he gets you out of the zone to chase.
It's not only college game day with creative signs. They have him here, too. We saw Lou Merlone, one of the guys that calls the Red Sox games on Nesson. He was the one that was involved in nicknaming Crochet the Pig. So here in New York, they're happy to roast him.
Crochet's season high for pitches in any start this year, 112. He's nudging toward that.
Since the homer, he has struck out 5. And usually a strikeout pitcher with dominant stuff, you don't see a lot of foul balls.
Yeah, that is true. But strikeout type pitchers tend to throw more pitches as well.
Called strike 3, and Crochet strikes out the side in the bottom of the 5th. He now has 8. Good games today. A 1-run game, a 2-run game, and a 1-run game here tonight. Well, there's Mookie Betts, and tonight on ESPN after we're done, it's game 1 of the series between Terry Francona's Reds and Dave Roberts' Dodgers. Dodger Stadium in Chavez Ravine. It's streaming live also on the all-new ESPN app. We got Ohtani, Betts, Freeman with Muncy and Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman against Hunter Green, who may have as good a stuff as there is in baseball.
Carl, Hunter Green, someone who went to high school 16 miles from Dodger Stadium last night, went out on the mound when the stadium was darkened just to get a feel for the top of the hill.
Feels like an Instagram post if I've ever heard of one right there. 7-4 with a 2.76 ERA. Green against Blake Snell. That's after us. Romy Gonzalez behind 0-2. Twice he has grounded out to third base. Caballero's been up to it. I mean, there were a lot of people who say, well, wait a minute, a lot of ground balls to third. Isn't McMahon one of the best fielding third basemen in the big leagues?
Yes. But Aaron Boone said he had a lot of confidence in Caballero, really all over the field.
Anything there? That's the second one that sailed way outside on that curveball coming off the fingers.
It looks like he's trying to backdoor it, bringing in from the outside over the outside corner, and sometimes you just get around it. Your wrist position gets a little lazy.
Yep, he got him. Max Fried. Looks a lot like the 0-1 World Series Game 6 guy so far.
Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Now Narvaez. Big swing. He's taken a couple of very aggressive hacks on the first pitch from Fried. Got as far as any Red Sox runner tonight, stranded at third base. 4th. That was the Duran strikeout.
That was the 16th swing and miss on Max Fried out of his 85 pitches.
And it's 7 different pitches that he's thrown. This is a nightmare for a right-handed hitter. He's only thrown 9 four-seam fastballs. He's combined it with 7 sinkers. Everything else has been cutters, curves, sweepers, and changeups. And it's a nightmare because the ability that he has to throw any pitch for a strike. Then when you think it's a strike, he goes out of the zone to try to get the chase.
Try to frame that. Wells did, but he did not get the call. Fried was hoping it would work, but it goes 2-2. Been a roller coaster for the Yankees and Fried. They were up, then they were down, and then they roared back. And Fried and his performance mirrored the Yankees' play. Fouled off. I mean, think about it. All-star, then he struggled. He had a 6.80 ERA in 8 games. And then his last 7, you mentioned, like a 1.5.
Both he and Carlos Rodon led the way down the stretch for the Yankees. 2 dynamite lefties, power lefties.
2-2 to Narvaez. Off speed, that missed, and it was close.
Yeah, that was a strike right there. Presented really well by Wells. And yet, Junior Valentine behind the plate missed this one up in the zone.
The fact that it was a big curveball fooled him. See, that's coming out of the sky. That's got rain on it coming down so far, but that's clearly at the top of the zone. Those are the hardest ones to call for umpires. That big curveball that Fried features that starts way high above the zone and then catches the top of the zone.
You ever seen an umpire be influenced? There were 2 big curveballs that didn't come close. One went to the back. No way that impacts.
It's hard to say. I just think that particular one was just a ball the whole way until the end.
8th pitch of the at-bat to the former Yankee.
It's a great at-bat. First at-bat, saw 4 pitches, Narvaez did. Second at-bat, he saw 6. He's on his way to his 9th pitch right now in his 3rd at-bat.
Remember, the count was 0-2 with 1 out in the 6th. The Yankees up 1-0 thanks to an Anthony Volpe home run. That came in the 2nd. And Narvaez quick with the bat again. He fired it down as if he was calling ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Narvaez. Now Nate Eaton had that bloop double over the head of Goldschmidt. 0-1. Continues to get ahead of the hitters.
Nate Eaton was looking inside. You could tell with that front hip. Trying to cheat.
95th pitch misses. Cora loves the intensity of Eaton. He was with Worcester earlier. First man up in the Yankee bullpen is Luke Weaver. He was asked about who might come out first depending on the lane of hitters they have to face. It was non-committal. He went from Weaver to Duvall. Fried misses there with the sinker. 3 balls and 1 strike. Duran on deck. You bring a righty in and you could certainly trigger the lefties to come off the bench. Wilyer Abreu and others for Boston. Eaton swings at 3-1, a cutter, and it's 3-2.
Tony, it really feels like he's having to work to finish his pitches right now.
Yeah, I think losing Narvaez kind of stung him a bit, right? Thought he had that strike, missed the strike call on the curveball. He understands postseason pitching. Very careful with every pitch.
A lot of pitches thrown in this inning. This will be number 20. Austin has left a handful on base tonight. 3-2. Back up the middle, could be 2. Rosario does it himself. Max Fried pitches out of runners on base, and it's been Caballero and Rosario who've come up big for the Yankees.
A lot of people talking about the defense of the Yankees. This one was an unorthodox way of catching the ball, but Rosario took it upon himself to double up the Red Sox.
What you thought you'd get. A pitcher's duel between Garrett Crochet and Max Fried. It's a 1-0 game. Anthony Volpe with a home run in the second inning, and that has stood up. Fried likely will face Duran before he's taken out of the game. Crochet back on the mound. 7 hits in the game, 4 for Boston, 3 for New York. And a pitcher's duel with the two great lefties against lineups that are stronger when they have their left-handed hitters in the lineup.
They're all itching to get in there.
I'm sure they are.
On both sides.
Eduardo, when do you start putting the better defenders on the field?
I'll tell you this, Buster, right now you're playing as is 1-0 game. You continue to play your guys. I understand about bringing in McMahon, but because Fried could be just one hitter away from coming out of the game, I think Aaron Boone is going to monitor this a little bit earlier. I would say the 8th inning, though.
Numbers mirroring each other. 14 combined strikeouts for the two of them. Tarek Skubal for the Tigers earlier today struck out 14 on his own. No walks. It's the first 2-0 count that Crochet has had tonight.
Big spot right here. Caballero speed leading off this inning.
Hitting in the 9 spot. Swings and sends one to center. That sends Rafaela back. He stops on the track. Just missed it, did Jose Caballero.
He's going to go back to the dugout. There's going to be a couple guys that are 6'7" and 6'6", saying that's big man territory right there. 408 straightaway center.
The ball was hammered.
It was
105 miles an hour off of Caballero's bat.
11 in a row retired by Crochet. And we talk about the bench. We're talking about Chisholm and Rice for the Yankees as Goldschmidt looks at 1 down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wilyer Abreu just back after a prolonged absence on the bench for Boston. As is Nathaniel Lowe. Goldschmidt hits one to left. Durant quickly over in the corner, and he's there to make a running catch. And with that, here comes Judge.
He's got to be careful here.
Because of the last 2 swings?
You got 2 outs, the last 2 swings. You got Bellinger behind you. Got to pick your poison. And if you're Aaron Judge, you're thinking the same thing.
99 miles an hour to number 99, first pitch.
keeping it down.
They had legendary matchups during the regular season that included 2 big home runs from Judge and 10 strikeouts from Crochet. Too far in, and a sweeper sets up a dangerous 3-1 count. 15th pitcher lasts 50 years with 10 or more against 1 batter in a season. Oh boy, he was all over that pitch, but he fouled it. Cutter coming in, it's 3-2.
Looking for a heater, got the cutter. He was ready to hit.
Oh yeah.
Let's be thankful we have screens now around the entirety of the infield to protect the fans.
That's why third base coaches wear helmets.
93rd pitch to 99, Judge.
Went after him right there, 3-2.
Love that right there. Power against power.
Cutter again now.
After that swing, yeah, I might.
He got him with a cutter off speed 88. And Judge strikes out. Crochet walks off as Judge does the same. Got him to back here, Yankees and Red Sox in a terrific game. 1-0, 7th inning. Fried stays on the mound to get the left-handed hitting Jarren Duran. Weaver was warming up last inning. And he gets him with a curveball, 0-1. Conviction and confidence tonight for Max Fried has been evident as he goes into the 7th, having allowed just 4 hits and no runs.
Well, one thing that Fried has done is pitch in, out, and taking pitches off with velo. Not a lot of 4-seamers, not a lot of 2-seamers. It's been the breaking stuff. It's been the changeup.
Curveball sweeper. And this one off the end of the bat. Here's a foot race between Fried and Duran. What a job by Goldschmidt to get rid of the ball so fast. He allowed Fried to catch it in motion and step on the bag.
It's a great point, Carl.
And there'll be a great ovation for Max Fried. But his defense tonight has really helped him.
Holding the double play in the last inning.
Not a bad postseason debut for Max Fried. There have been feast or famine in the postseason, and he was dining right tonight.
Are you sitting down? Southwest is...
Well, there he is, Max Fried. He was outstanding, and again, helped by his defense tonight as he struck out 6.
Well, it's a great pickup, Carl. You know, Goldschmidt, the Gold Glover, gets it to Max Fried early enough so that he's got time to multitask. Give me the ball now, so then I've got time to find the bag and beat a speedy Jarren Duran.
Sure helps also that Fried is one of the fastest pitchers in the league. He got down there in a hurry.
Now he'll watch with everyone else here and you at home as the bullpen is activated. Luke Weaver against Rafaela. Swing and a miss on the first one. A changeup at 90. Take a look at the numbers for Weaver. It's been a bullpen that at times has been dominant and at other times disastrous.
And he was so good in the postseason last year. He was money.
The September ERA was 5.13 for the bullpen, and yet there were flashes when you'd hand it to Weaver and Williams and then maybe Duvall, but Bednar at the end, very, very capable.
Yeah, Bednar at the end kind of solidified everything.
Rafaela 16 home runs on the season. It's 1-0. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Back-to-back changeups to get ahead 0-2.
Seems like Rafael is trying to tie this with one swing.
Yeah. 90th percentile in chase rate, in whiff rate, and his expected ERA and expected batting average are both in the 90th percentile. Weaver, 0-2. Well, like we've seen in the Hall of Famer, was the last to do it. A great debut for Max Fried in the pinstripes in the postseason. That's where Yankees become legends in the postseason. The 0-2. The chase down, and he's able to foul it off.
Sped him up with the fastball, 0-2 up. Then goes right back to the changeup down.
He's hit over 420 since the 19th of September, has Ceddanne Rafaela. Rafaela, this one may be playable. Goldschmidt going over towards the stands, but no, it drifts in. Like Fernando Cruz has also gotten up and started to get loose in that Yankee bullpen. Your team, your players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action. Download the MLB app. It's the #1 app for live baseball. Like Duran, Rafaela has terrific speed. Caballero is like Volpe, nearly with his ankles up against the grass. Second base as well with Rosario. Weaver fires his 7th pitch of this at bat, and he misses. Coming into the postseason, right, this was one of the questions. Which Yankee bullpen is going to show up in October or the last day of September? Aaron Boone says this is the best team he's ever had here. Part of that is because of the moves made at the deadline by Cashman to bolster both the offense, the bench, and the bullpen. That's just foul.
Rafaela right now on the fastball, and that one right there was a changeup. Barely was able to keep it fair as well. If the changeup is going to be effective, you have to get Rafaela to chase out of the zone.
10th pitch of the at bat. Everybody in the stadium, including all the players, know how important this game is, this inning is. They're all up on the railing. He bounced another one, a changeup. You know, the temperature in the ballpark feels different, doesn't it?
Very much. Pitch to pitch. Everybody in here is sitting on it. Weaver trying to get Rafaela to chase. Just, you know, and he does chase quite a bit, but you're either too high or too low. You got to make it competitive.
3-2 to a base running threat if he gets on. And he lost him. Rafaela will take the walk and the base. And you can feel the anxiety rising here at the stadium.
No Max Fried anymore on that mound. Rafaela with good speed at first. One out. You have to always be aware of what Alex Cora can do pushing the buttons.
There are the numbers for the bullpen overall this season with the ERA over 5. They leave Sogard in, the second baseman, to hit. And ball one as Fernando Cruz's intensity is ramped up in that bullpen.
Well, you got Yoshida on deck. He's had a very good finish to the season.
It's been his pitch so far tonight, a changeup. Swing and a miss from Nick Sogard. You have Nathaniel Lowe, who is available. Romy Gonzalez conceivably could have moved to second base, and you have Lowe hit here. Sogard instead sends one up the middle. Rafaela will head to third. Sogard aggressively going into second, and he is safe. Second time that we've seen Nick Sogard take an extra base. One on a fly ball to center field on a tag up, and here on a single to center field.
You talk about coaching right here. Rafaela easily will make third, but as soon as Aaron Judge gets the ball, Jose Flores at first base is telling Sogard, you got to go. Challenge that arm. He did, and he was able to make it to second. The best coach you have is your own self. You get the reassurance by the first base coach. That is advanced scouting right there by the Boston Red Sox.
Great job by Sogard, pushing the envelope.
I didn't pick up, how close were Grisham and Judge when they picked the ball up?
No, that was Judge's ball all the way.
Well, knowing Alex Cora the way that we do and having seen him manage for the years, you got the impression that when they got Fried out of the game, he would go up and down and say, now we go. And that's his stint, now we go. And they certainly have done that. He leaves Sogard in, and he delivers. Second and third after the meeting. You mentioned Yoshida will be the pinch hitter for Boston.
How you playing the infield, Eduardo?
Well, you got to play back right here. You play the corner in Caballero. The rest you play back. You're at home. You have to at least concede the run and get the out.
Yoshida sends one to center field. Rafaela's going to come in. Sogard to the plate. Masa Yoshida delivers. And Boston now leads it 2-1 as they get to the bullpen and Luke Weaver. And that happened quickly. Nick Sogard's aggressive base running and the send from his first base coach put him in position to score on a single.
Fastball up, Yoshida ready to hit. He's been on fire to finish the season. Alex Cora had that wild card sitting on the bench, being ready to hit.
Well, Max Fried no longer in line to pick up a win. He was outstanding. Weaver a walk to Rafaela, and then Sogard and Yoshida deliver. Now it's Cruz against Story. Boston on top 2-1. It had been so quiet thanks to Fried, and it all changes here in the seventh.
And if you're wondering why they're not running for Yoshida yet, Alex Cora knows that there's a lot of baseball left. Might have an at-bat again, perhaps in the 8th or the 9th inning.
Fernando Cruz now on the mound, a splitter and a four-seamer. He'll throw a sinker about 14% of the time and a slider. He has terrific extension, meaning he gets way down the mound before he lets that ball go. That's high. This time of year, you talk to the managers, it's about the circle of trust, right? I mean, who do you trust in your bullpen? And it felt like this was a big litmus test for the Yankees. Weaver was the first man in. He couldn't get it done. Now it's Cruz's turn. And Story gone there. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's go back to the Yoshida plate appearance.
Well, first pitch swinging right there. You can see it's belled high and it's just drilled right back up the box.
Oh, there's a game plan to Boston and a comfort zone to all these players as well. They know what lineup is going to be presented with a left-handed pitcher up and a right-handed pitcher. These guys are ready to hit off the bench.
Yoshida missed nearly 100 games. He missed the first 93 games of the season. He was dealing with a right shoulder labral repair surgery. And he had safely in 8 of his final 9 games. Since the 19th of September, it was batting .368 with an OPS over 1,000. And it took him one pitch to make an impact here.
You have to go back to the Sogard base running.
Yes.
Putting the pressure on the defense in the outfield and paying attention to the scouting report, running with his head up.
Bends in there for a strike. Now on the other side, Boston's bullpen, especially in the 8th and 9th inning, with Garrett Whitlock and Aroldis Chapman, you could certainly make the case has been the best in the majors.
Yeah, those two back-to-back. Chapman gets all the accolades, and rightly so, but Whitlock has been lights out too.
Bregman swings badly and misses there. Does Crochet come back out for the 7th, and then Whitlock, and then Chapman, because Whitlock is available for multiple innings if they go there?
Remains to be seen, and the reason is there's a lot of left-handed bat with power sitting on that bench ready to hit for Aaron Boone.
Bellinger will lead things off, so you likely lead Crochet in. He's retired his last 13 in a row. Out of play. Out of play again. All right, Coney, as a pitcher, Crochet's been sitting since about 7:48. It's 8:10. Is that a rest for him, or does it create a situation where he gets a little tighter?
I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
To tell you the truth, on a kind of a warm night. You know, maybe different weather.
Yep.
Colder weather might make an impact, but I think he's enjoying watching his team hit right now.
I'm sure.
8 minutes ago, he was losing this game. He's feeling a lot better and looser right now.
3-2 to Bregman. Runner goes. That's inside. And not a good start for the Yankee bullpen here in game 1 of this wild card. Weaver with a walk, and now Cruz with a walk, and 2 men on. And it looks like Nathaniel Lowe is going to pinch hit for Romy Gonzalez. He, of course, won a World Series with the Rangers in 2023. With a whole bunch of postseason experience. He's hit safely in 11 of his last 13. Yoshida delivered a pinch hit. Can Lowe do the same thing? Swings at the first one, golfs it to right. Judge back. He's there to make a great catch. Not an easy play for the big outfielder in right field. Like Yoshida, Lowe swings at the first one, and Aaron Judge makes the big play. But it was Sogard's base running aggressive to get to second into the scoring position. And then Masa Yoshida getting all sorts of celebration. Well, he went from exhilaration to frustration, Max Fried, as did this big crowd here at Yankee Stadium tonight, as the Red Sox have got themselves a lead. And the newest ESPN original series, Believers, is now streaming on the all-new ESPN app. Ben Affleck was the executive producer. He's, of course, a lifelong Red Sox fan, and the three-part series tells the story of how for 86 years, Boston broke the spirits for generations of their most devoted followers, falling short of a championship time and time again. It's now streaming on the ESPN app. All right, Cody, Garrett Crochet is back on the mound. Boston bullpen fairly quiet right now. Third time he'll see Bellinger.
Well, we know that Crochet can feature some high-octane gas, and he can go up top and get you right through it and jam you and set up all of his other pitches. And he's got a good sweeper, but the cutter's the pitch tonight that he's got all the swing and misses on, 6 of them tonight. And here's a look at 3 good ones. Down and in on the inside corner, all glove side, and the last one, back door that gets Aaron Judge chasing.
The great Bill Dineen and Smokey Joe Wood in 03 and 12. Here's Crochet to Bellinger. Swings at the first one, strike 1.
Crochet's 95th pitch to Bellinger. Getting ahead again, 0-1.
Reset the defense as Lowe is in at first base for Boston in a moment. Misses there. Garrett Crochet tonight, 17 of 21 first pitch strikes. Bellinger pops this up on the infield. Story is calling it. Sogard clears, 1 out.
You won't believe where I am. T-Mobile now has the best network. How will you use it?
Here's Stanton. Beats it into the ground. Bregman on a 1-hopper. Takes his time and throws across the diamond. And Garrett Crochet is getting help by early swings. And he has retired 15 in a row.
20 for 26 in strikes thrown for that cutter. 15 straight batters retired since the Volpe homer.
He's been getting the righties, he's been getting the lefties, but most importantly, by staying out there, he's keeping the big lefties on the bench as well.
Strike 1 to Rosario.
57 total home runs sitting on the bench that usually play on a nightly basis for the Yankees.
On pitch 100 for Garrett Crochet. Rosario, Bregman. 100 pitches, he's through 7. It took him 6 to get through the bottom of the 7th. And to this point, the Boston bullpen has been quiet, very quiet. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, please visit MLBT, and that spells the word together.com, MLBtogether.com. New pitcher on the mound, and this is Devin Williams. So they've gone through Weaver, Cruz, and now at second base, Jazz Chisholm. After Rosario made the out in the last half, they bring Chisholm in as Crochet has retired 16 in a row. And again, no one warming in the Red Sox bullpen. Carlos Narvaez against Williams. That's ball 1. Now Luke Weaver really struggled out of the pen for New York. They had, behind Max Fried, kept the Red Sox scoreless into the 7th inning. He came in, Cruz, and now Williams in a 2-1 game. Only 3 hits allowed from Garrett Crochet to the Yankees.
Yeah, walking Rafaela in that inning for Weaver was the real key. And a hard guy to walk.
3 balls and no strikes to Narvaez. And I think it's going to get lost if this game ends this way, but that was a heck of a play by Judge in right field to keep this game close.
How about Narvaez? 3rd walk of the game. This one came the easy way. 4 consecutive pitches to start off for Williams.
Somewhat stunning given the effort that they made to bolster the bullpen. You know, that was the move to make sure that they had the support behind the starters of Fried and Rodon, and Heel came back. Wilyer Abreu bats for Boston now. That's in there for a strike.
By getting Fried out of the game, you go back to that Narvaez at bat. A huge at bat, shortened up his outing just to 6 1/3 innings of work. Alex Cora has been able to bring in his 3 left-handed bats off the bench.
And by the same token, the Yankees have not been able to activate the lefties off the bench. Chisholm is in, but Ben Rice is sitting on the bench. And it feels like it may continue into the 8th inning, and then you bring another lefty in Chapman. Popped up and playable. One down on an Abreu flyout to Caballero. At the very least, Aaron Judge will come to the plate again. As you're looking at the order of Grisham, Volpe, Wells, Caballero, Goldschmidt, and Judge. That guy has become a weapon. That's Ben Rice.
If you're looking for a matchup for Ben Rice, it has to be Whitlock. It's probably not going to be Chapman, to your point, Carl. Probably let Goldschmidt hit off of Chapman if that matchup happens.
Duran, another chance. Caballero and Volpe. Difficult play, and he makes it. Really good play by Caballero in foul territory.
That's a heck of an adjustment by Caballero, who thought the ball was going to be a lot farther than what it was. When he looks up, the wind actually brought it back. Hustles towards the baseball and then is able to make the adjustment on the fly.
Yeah, Caballero playing all the way in to protect against a potential bunt. Had to cover a lot of ground.
And now Rafaela scored the first run. It was his walk. It was an 11 pitch at bat that got it started for Boston. Narvaez at first has 1 stolen base this season. Rafaela, a jam shot. Bellinger right there, and 3 flyouts for Williams. Crochet's retired 16 in a row and thrown 100 pitches. Is he coming back?
When you hear this song, whoa.
Ohtani dominant, like those two guys. Fried out of the game, Crochet back on the mound. As now Garrett Whitlock begins to loosen up in the Boston bullpen. First man Crochet gets with a big swing is Grisham. Greg Breslow pulled the deal in December, getting Crochet from the White Sox for some coveted prospects in Kyle Teal and Braden Montgomery. And this is exactly why you make a deal for someone like this, or why you spend the money on Max Fried. Chapman and Whitlock warming. Those two guys so far in this regular season have been phenomenal.
Yeah, Carl, from the first day that Crochet joined the Red Sox, he embraced the responsibility that comes with being an ace. He talked about wanting to pitch in big games in the American League East. He's been everything that the Red Sox had hoped for.
2-1. 2-2. It's interesting. Junior Valentine, he may say what the call is, but for the crowd here, they don't know, so it looks like it's a delayed call, you know, and they react that way. But he seems to communicate to the hitter and the catcher what the call is, so it's 2-2. Grisham, Volpe, Wells. He's gone. Crochet, 17 in a row, 8 strikeouts.
You talk about lanes. And Alex Cora understands what a lineup configuration looks like and how to manipulate, not his, but Aaron Boone's. Crochet continuing to just deal. But it's Alex Cora that understands that there are 2 lefties to hit this inning against Crochet.
Yeah, and I misspoke. 10 strikeouts, 8 of them since the homer. 10 overall, and 17 in a row retired. The guy who got him was this one right here, Volpe, with a homer to right in the second. Tries to check, that's too far.
That's been Crochet's best pitch tonight, is that cut fastball. Served him well. His best swing and miss pitch, his best command pitch.
Still throwing with that velocity. He takes a peek over his shoulder to look to see what the numbers were on that pitch. Does Crochet. Back up the middle. Story can't get it. Volpe is aboard.
How about Volpe? 0-2. Works it to a 1-2 count before he gets the base hit up the middle. And most likely this could be Crochet's last hitter in Wells. Pitch stays up. Volpe hits it right back where it came from.
Under the glove of Crochet. Now the go-ahead run at the plate. Austin Wells. Strike 1.
First time he faced Crochet this year, he took him deep. Then he also had a double off him in that game.
Volpe single ends that 17 straight. Retired. He's bouncing off first base, will not go, and Wells fouls it off. But that's how Volpe will steal the base. He will bounce a few times and then take off once Crochet commits.
The Yankees really respect Narvaez behind home plate. His ability to, his pop time and his arm accuracy. Crochet kind of average-ish in terms of his time to home plate. Not a great move to first.
18 stolen bases for Volpe, not going here, fouled off. So the season high for Crochet has been matched tonight, 112 pitches. He's right there.
This isn't May. Definitely it's not August as well.
Volpe continues to go back and forth, and that's a little high. Felt like you were gonna say it's not May, it's October, but you realized it was still September.
A couple hours away, Carl, you're right.
Just knowing your partner.
I like it.
New career high, 113 pitches and a quick throw to first. The atmosphere you'd expect at Yankee Stadium for a playoff game. 47,000 plus. waiting to explode. Volpe goes, swung on and fouled out of play. He got a good jump. And that's the kind of 2 hops into the run for Volpe. This time he's got he's doing it again.
That was close. Narvaez set up way outside. See the kiss right there.
Bednar up in the Yankee pen. Whitlock and Chapman in Boston's 2-2 pitch. Volpe not going. That's way inside, and you wonder if Volpe is having a little bit of an impact on Crochet.
I don't think so. Because the pitch right before that was right on the corner. It could have gone either way. Strike zone had it. The K zone had it as a strike. This one up and in. It could work in his favor right now, 3-2.
What would a runner like Volpe doing those things do to you on the mound? And again, I get it. You're a righty. He's a lefty. He's staring right at him.
Well, there's no doubt. You can provide a distraction over there. It's a valid point.
You guys see Bregman talking to everybody else. What do you think he was saying?
Well, just focus on the hitter. You have to lead. You're 2-1 right now.
Make sure everybody knows what pitch is coming too, because that can impact your defense, leaning one way or another.
Crochet's 117th pitch. That's called strike 3. Austin Wells, a catcher like Narvaez, perhaps trying to buy himself the walk like Narvaez has done twice.
What's Cora going to do here? He's going with Chapman.
Crochet's night over, 11 strikeouts. Chapman coming in.
Look, Mom.
2022 with the Yankees. And look at the numbers with Boston this season. His walk rate has really disappeared. He will get Jose Caballero. And apparently a pitch calm issue.
Yeah, and let's not forget, even though he did have all those saves, his exit from New York against Chapman wasn't a good one. And boy, has he turned it around here.
Well, Alex Cora on this end is making Aaron Boone leave Ben Rice on the bench. Outstanding managing. He had Garrett Whitlock ready to go. This is Whitlock's normal spot in the 8th inning. Alex Cora is playing his trump card right here. And Ben Rice came in hot, and now he's on the bench, stuck.
One of the things that Eduardo, you and Buster had talked about, the pitch calm for Chapman is a little different than most pitch calms. Explain.
It's different. It clicked. Had a conversation with him earlier in the year. He said, look, it's not anymore fastball away or fastball in. It's what location is that away pitch going to be? It's fastball up and away. It's fastball down and in. And what that does psychologically to him, it allows him to hold on to that ball just maybe a little bit more so he can pound it in and get more spin and rise, something that has really worked for him this year. He's worked with the ground. There's a beautiful article today in The Athletic about how he's worked from the ground up during the offseason to get to this stage right now where his control is better than ever.
Simplifying things. You know him. I mean, what do you think's going through his mind in a situation like this?
I think he feels like he's in a groove. And now he's got a matchup against Jose Caballero that I think doesn't really even faze him. He's going to go right after him.
First pitch from Chapman will throw 100 miles an hour as Volpe dances again, and that one is way inside at 96. Ball 1. Goldschmidt, and then Judge.
One thing that Chapman has not done good in the past is hold runners on.
This is back to your point, Carl, about being distracted on the mound by somebody jumping around over there.
One ball, one strike.
And a lot of pitchers will tell you, right? The hardest thing to do as a reliever is to finish a high leverage inning, sit, and then go back out to close out the ninth. That's what Alex Cora is asking Aroldis Chapman to do.
Only one time this year has he thrown more than one inning as Volpe gets back.
You guys notice that his first two fastballs that he's thrown in this inning, 96 and then 95. That's below where we've seen Chapman for a lot of this year.
Narvaez saying, you got to come to me now. That inning and a third came July 23rd against Philadelphia. Just missed off. That momentum lead that Volpe gets, Lou Brock, the great base stealer, did it. He had a huge lead there, and that's going to send him over to second base. Narvaez had said, you got to come to me. And with the rules, you can't go there a third time. So Volpe is into scoring position. That's a mistake. It's a bad mistake.
Tell you this, by this time you usually see Aroldis Chapman lathered up. Not sweating as much as we're used to seeing him sweat.
Crochet was so dominant. This is the first time that the Yankees have had a runner in scoring position since the first inning. Caballero at 98.
The outfield had to come in a couple steps. They were playing deep, no doubles. Now you come in a little bit more because of the speed of Volpe. Great arm in right field in Abreu. Great arm in center with Rafaela as well. Not so good at left.
Two balls, two strikes, two outs, and a foul off.
Chapman's got a slider and a splitter that he can go to if he wants to try for a swing and a miss.
Or a loud out will work well also for the Red Sox.
Another 2-2. Shallow center. Rafaela running over there. Abreu is cutting in front of him. He did not communicate at all, and he took it away, and that was close.
Almost disastrous. Got the best defender in the world in center field, and Abreu comes and snatches it right in front of him. Lucky.
Well, boy, obviously it is really loud, especially in that outfield, and this one was dropping, and it looked for a second like Abreu and Rafaela were going to collide. Cedon delighted that Abreu, a fellow great outfielder, Gold Glover, caught the ball, but like, what was that just ran by me? So we go to the last. The Yankees will have Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger up in the ninth. As it's arguably been the legs of Nick Sogard that have made the biggest difference in this game for the Red Sox. That's how they've done it this year with so many utility players. Big swing and a miss. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. 7.9 seconds from home to second, the fastest of his career. And the postseason and a Yankee Red Sox rivalry, game one of a wild card. You see Crochet throw his hardest pitch of the night on his last pitch, and Sogard run as fast as he's ever run from home to second.
Aaron Boone trying to keep this a one-run game. Brings in his closer, Bednar, especially with the lineup that he's got coming up in the bottom half. Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger.
Two of the Red Sox 6 hits from Sogard tonight. He's gone. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball as Masataka Yoshida will come to the plate for Boston. Take a look at the best in the game. It's presented by T-Mobile. Pinch hitting, first pitch swinging, Masa Yoshida. He was the one that plated Rafaela and Sogard from second base. That gave the Red Sox the lead and put a big smile on his face.
Yep, right before the Sogard base running.
I think most baseball fans, if you said, what's the matchup? You know, you always talk about matchups that you want to see. Pitcher versus hitter. Crochet Judge is right there, but Chapman and Judge in the ninth is the matchup you want to see. As Yoshida grounds one to second where Chisholm is there, and Jazz backs up and throws him out.
Heating up a postseason snack? Just tell Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Yep, Aaron Judge will bat second in the bottom of the ninth. At the top of the Yankee order up against Aroldis Chapman. But first, it's Trevor Story. 3 strikeouts and a single. And that's going to get into left field. So Trevor Story picks up his second base hit of the night.
He's been feast or famine today. 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. And now you got speed at first base with Bednar on the mound. Be surprised if he tries to get the second quickly to give Alex Bregman an opportunity with a runner in scoring position.
Leaning, but he's able to get back. Bregman has reached twice tonight with a single and a walk in his 100th career postseason game. All he's known is the postseason. When he came to Boston, and there were other options, obviously. Detroit was very much involved down to the wire. It was to get back into another postseason.
Got to keep an eye on Story. That's his second disengagement there. He was 31 for 31 one time this season, consecutive stolen bases until he was caught. Ended up the season with 1 caught stealing.
He's off. No, he's back as that ball is popped up. He is the opposite of Volpe. He doesn't get that bouncing start, but he'll take 3 or 4 quick steps as if he's going, and he got back.
Good job by Bednar, though. He changed the time. Not on the leg kick, but just on the set.
Nathaniel Lowe is on deck. This time he is going outside to throw down, short hop, tag put on, safe. Nice job by Jazz Chisholm on the short hop to get it and slap the tag down. And the call at second base on the field was safe, and the Yankees will now look in their video room.
And watch where he slides with that left oven mitt to the outside part of the bag. Beautifully done by Trevor Story. And we had a conversation earlier about these oven mitts. I think they should be regulated. Some of them are really long. Now, Trevor Story's is not. He's safe. But we've seen these sliding mitts that are just ridiculously long in a lot of runners in Major League Baseball.
All right, we'll take a look at the replay review. It's powered by Zoom. A number of angles. This may not be one that requires a whole bunch of angles.
Now, Tony, is this more of a strategy to keep Chapman on the bench a little bit longer, knowing that he was safe at second base?
You just got, you know, the game's this far along. You're in the 9th inning. You might as well use your challenge. But yes, to your point, you know, if a byproduct of that is, yeah, Chapman's got to wait a little longer.
So the call on the field will stand. And Bregman will get a 2-1 pitch from Bednar. Bregman got a 3-year, $120 million deal. Jeff Passan a couple of weeks ago suggested that it's very likely that Bregman will opt out of his deal and enter free agency again. That's a call in the corner, a curveball. But a massive run out there given the batting order for the Yankees coming up in the bottom of the 9th. And Bregman a slow roller, and that's fielded in the foul territory. Wells. Bregman did not travel with the team to New York because he was not feeling well. Trevor Story wasn't feeling well before the start of the game. Both post in this situation. Game 2 tomorrow night, Rodon and Bayo. And Bregman down the line. That's a fair ball off the wall. He'll head to second. He will be in there with the double and insurance from Trevor Story. It's 3-1 Red Sox. Alex Bregman does it again to the Yankees.
He did it on a splitter. Pitch was down. He was able to keep it fair. That'll take Bednar out of the game. Use his legs to go down and get it. The ability that Alex Bregman has to keep this ball fair, absolutely awesome. Cleared the hips. Bat head stayed true through the zone. Fair by a lot.
Well, at some point you have to look at the Red Sox front office and the moves that they made in Crochet and Bregman and the impact that both have had tonight. Postseason experience that Alex Bregman has, his role inside that clubhouse, sort of the voice of whatever anybody needs. And Crochet came over and was the same way with some of the young pitchers.
That's a great point. I mean, how many times do you see a starting pitcher in today's game hand the ball to your closer in a big game like this? And that's exactly what Crochet provided for the Red Sox. A bypass of the high leverage guys. And here you go, Chapman. Here's the ball.
Go back to that 7th inning, that 6-pitch 7th inning that Crochet had against the Yankees. Allowed him to go out there in the 8th inning and get 2 big outs before handing the ball over.
And as we look forward to game 2, the Red Sox will now have seen all of the leverage relievers for the Yankees. Tim Hill warming up. Play Ball, baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow at Playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of the jerseys, the caps, the hoodies, the t-shirts, and a whole lot more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. Any other promos we can get in here while Hill's warming, or are we good? Well, disappointment, and it's the bullpen again for the Yankees, and that certainly was one of the main storylines coming in. Bregman with a big lead at second. Lowe swings and misses at that one from Hill. 2 runs in the 7th, 1 in the 9th for Boston. Chapman will get the ball to try to close it out, but it will not be easy. You gotta have to earn it against Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger. Will there be any questions about taking Fried out when he threw 99 pitches?
Absolutely. There's a question with nobody on base.
102 he threw.
The question becomes, are you playing for the big picture or are you playing for one game? If the Yankees are going to go, we mentioned before, if the Yankees are going to go all the way to the World Series, Max Fried's going to have 7 starts this postseason.
Yep.
So do you push him that hard in the first one?
Low lifts one to center. Grisham went back. Now he's in, he's there, and that will do it. But it's Alex Bregman that delivers the big hit, which gives the Red Sox a little cushion. Instead of 2-1, it's 3-1. Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger, bottom 9, game 1 of this wild card series. In LA, the Reds, Hunter Green, the Dodgers, Blake Snell. That's tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. You knew that Terry Francona would have an impact on the Reds. It's not like they won 100 games, but there he is back in the postseason with a sneaky, dangerous team. Reds Dodgers comes up next. The games today have all been very close. But wild card series, since we went to this in 2022, only 4 of them have gone to a game 3. Red Sox try to go up 1-0 in this one. As Chapman gets set to deal with Goldschmidt. Look at the numbers for Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger against Aroldis Chapman. Goldschmidt is 2 for 12 with 4 strikeouts. Judge is 1 for 3 with a K, and Bellinger is 2 for 8 with a double.
Yeah, but this is a different Aroldis Chapman, right?
Yeah,
that we've seen this year than in the past. The presence, the confidence, and the way he attacks the zone this year has just been unlike him.
Goldschmidt is a massive at-bat with Judge in the on-deck circle, and that one almost hit him.
Had a Major League manager this year tell me the best pitcher in baseball, forget about how many innings they can't throw or not, is on the mound right now from what he saw this year.
Went with that slider, and it's 1-1. Aroldis Chapman, we saw him before the game throw in the outfield. He's just physically different than most pitchers. I mean, he's 6'4", 235, seemingly carved out of granite, and he is getting better as he's getting older.
Well, think about when the Texas Rangers, and he was on that team when they won the World Series. He was not on the circle of trust of Bruce Bochy.
Not at all. 1-1. And Goldschmidt delivers. He knocks one into right, and Aaron Judge will come up as the tying run. What a moment here at Yankee Stadium in the first of this wild card series between New York and Boston.
You think the fans know it? Tying run at the plate, the most prolific home run hitter past few years is up.
And Judge hits one hard up the middle. The Yankees in the bottom of the 9th have 2 men on and nobody out. And a great hitter against lefties in Cody Bellinger coming up. And this is unfamiliar territory now for Chapman.
Said it earlier, high leverage inning. What do you do coming back out? So far, Goldschmidt and Judge have come through. And you still have Garrett Whitlock in the bullpen.
Any thought to pinch run for Goldschmidt? He's a good base runner, but he's out there at second.
He's not the tying run.
Bellinger towards the gap. Rafaela will not get it. Goldschmidt could not advance because he didn't know if it was going to be caught, but the bases are loaded on 3 straight singles. Those singles come on 5 pitches. And this place is getting off right now. Andrew Bailey will come on out to talk to Chapman. There have not been many of these meetings with Chapman this year.
And Bellinger so good against left-handed pitching, the best left-handed batter against left-handed pitching this year. Fights that pitch off, muscles it in the gap. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Bellinger came in hitting almost 350 with runners in scoring position, and he delivered. And now it's Giancarlo Stanton time with Whitlock available but not throwing in the Red Sox bullpen.
And think about, because if he gets Giancarlo out here, you got 2 lefties in Jazz Chisholm because he came in for defense for Rosario.
18 career postseason homers. They need 2 to tie. Plenty of room in left center field as Rafaela is shaded towards right. Swing and a miss from Giancarlo at an elevated sinker at 100.
He's got to stay up there. You throw that 100-mile-per-hour pitch down in the zone, it's going to get hit and hit hard.
The high fastball has become a potent weapon for major league pitchers,
especially Chapman this year.
He did live up there, and he fouled it straight back at 101. Goldschmidt's at third after a single. Judge at second after his single, and Bellinger is at first, time called at the plate. Many memorable moments in October for Giancarlo Stanton in pinstripes. Not there. Chapman went with a splitter, and Stanton is struck out, the first out of the 9th.
He's got 3 pitches he can go to, the slider or the splitter. You can see right here, the splitter down and away has Stanton way out in front. And when you throw 100 miles an hour, that can happen. You speed him up to slow him down.
Again, very good arms in right field and center field. Now Jazz Chisholm. 0-1 on a 100-mile-an-hour 4-seamer.
Didn't start against Crochet because he's a tough lefty. And Chapman's no picnic either. Came in actually when they were down. Not up.
That's called strike 2, 101.
It's a lot of the plate.
It's a great point you made, though, that he came in, and usually you see him all warm and sweaty, and it's taken him a while. And then, of course, he was back on the bench after the 8th inning. Feels a little bit more like the Chapman they've seen all year as he has thrown 6 straight strikes. Those are the 2 guys that started. They were both outstanding. The 37-year-old lefty will not throw as Jazz calls timeout. 0-2. Again, a really good arm. Goldschmidt at third. He will not tag as that throw comes in, and there are now 2 down for the Yankees, trailing by 2 with Trent Grisham coming up.
Advantage Chapman right here after having struck out Giancarlo Stanton. You get the 2 lefties. Something Aaron Boone wanted to avoid early on. And then late falls again in Alex Cora's trap.
Go back to the first inning. Goldschmidt and Judge each got a hit and then a strikeout and a double play. They each got a hit to start the 9th. They loaded them up and now back-to-back outs. Grisham takes one just above the zone.
Got a good eye at the plate. Doesn't chase much.
A very slow and steady heartbeat. .571 average, bases loaded, and he swings and fouls it back.
Chapman started off this inning throwing 95. Now it's 100 plus.
It's got the lather working now, though. Wow.
Been a handful of those that have been very close, and they have tickled K-zone, but they have not gotten the strike call. 2 balls and a strike. Judge is the tying run at second. Knee buckler there. Evens up at 2-2 on a slider. Sox rally from behind and take game 1 of this wild card 3-1.
How about Aroldis Chapman? Bases loaded, no outs, strikeout, weak fly ball to right, and strikeout again, and then the patented pose to put the Red Sox up 1-0.
Red Sox base running set them up. Sogard's base running set up their inning. Chapman at the end, amazing. Crochet. Professional outing tonight from Garrett Crochet.
In the end, we talk about execution. Alex Cora's game plan was executed because Crochet stayed in the game and he handed the ball to this guy.
There's something about elite starting pitching when you can hand the ball over straight to the closer. And Aroldis Chapman with the splitter, with the slider, and then el queso, la recta. Dominant.
The arm of Garrett Crochet getting a hug from Cora. The legs of Nick Sogard. The pinch hitting of Masataka Yoshida. People give credit to the Guardians for their style. This was a very Alex Cora style victory as they take game 1 of this best 2 out of 3. For David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, our entire crew. Thanks so much for watching.